Please continue standing for our invocation by Chad Younger.
Let us bow. We come before you today to give you honor and praise. God, you are worthy of praise. You are the source of all that is good. You are the source of all of our blessings, and we thank you. Thank you for every gift that we have been given. We thank you for the opportunity to come and gather together for this day. We ask you for your hand blessing on this ceremony. We ask that you guide and direct everything that will take place this evening. Thank you for helping us to accomplish our work and our goals this year and today. Amen.
You may be seated. As Workforce Transitional Grants Coordinator here in Workforce Economic and Community Development here at P&HCC, it is my distinct honor to preside at our 7th Workforce Programs Graduation Celebration. I want to thank Chad Younger for our invocation and thank each of you for being present this evening. Please help me welcome Brunelle Thomas, Program Coordinator for Workforce Economic and Community Development, to the podium. She will bring greetings from and a welcome from our division.
Good evening. Good evening. That's much better. I have the extraordinary pleasure of welcoming each of you to Patrick Henry Community College. Tonight, we celebrate the hard work, the commitment, and the achievements of our graduates who were enrolled in one of our short-term workforce training programs, whether it was certified nurse aide, certified production technician, clinical medical assistant, commercial driver's license or CDL training, electrical groundsman, phlebotomy technician, or veterinary assistant, or one of our online programs. We celebrate you. On behalf of our president, Dr. Angeline Godwin, our vice president of Workforce, Economic and Community Development, Rhonda Hodges, our leadership, faculty, staff, and our board, I welcome you to this graduation celebration. I think this is the 8th graduation celebration I've attended this academic year, family and professionally. Do you think that makes me an experienced attendant? So let me tell you what I've learned. You want me to summarize all 8 speeches that I heard? You can say no, I wouldn't dare put you through that. But I recognize that you will not remember much of what I say. Some of you won't be able to remember your teachers' names, much less some of your classmates, were it not for social media and those private groups where you can stay in touch with one another. And that's understandable, because this moment is all for you, about you, and doggone it, you deserve to celebrate you. But let's not be rude. Do you realize how special these events are for your families and your friends who hung in there with you until you reached the finish line? So if you are the parent of a graduate sitting here tonight, would you please stand? Graduates, please thank your parents for all of that free child care you receive, the gas money, the meals, etc., 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 all that they did for you during the months that you were in school. If you are the spouse or the child of one of the graduates, please stand. On behalf of our graduates, we thank you because you understood when they had to put their focus on their books for a brief second, and they may have missed some of that time with you, and you understood that their energy and resources and time was given to their studies. You may be seated. If you are one of a member of the family for one of our graduates, now that could be biological, that could be friendship, that could be church family, work family. If you consider yourself related to a graduate, would you stand? So on behalf of our graduates, not only do we welcome you, but we thank you for your constant encouragement and cheering us along the way. For our adjunct faculty, our P&HCC staff, and our business partners who's taught these graduates, would you stand? Whether you're a business partner, a faculty member, or P&HCC staff. These folks we want to applaud too, because they help remove barriers. They awarded scholarships. They placed you in internships. They gave you guidance along the way, and our graduates certainly appreciate that. Did I miss a category of people? Y'all fell asleep. The graduates. Would y'all please stand? I want you to know, if it had not been for you taking that first step, making that first phone call or sending that first email, we wouldn't have a reason for the celebration. Had you not insisted on going to school, had you not persisted through the stress at home, school, and work, had you not resisted the distractions, then we would not be so iron-fisted about having a celebration in your honor. That was supposed to be a little chuckle. We are so proud of you, and we wish you nothing but continued success. May this be the first of your many positive milestones in your journey that you accomplish in this life. Congratulations.
Thank you, Brunel, as they would say in church, for that hearty welcome. Very well said. At this time, I would like to present our first speaker for the evening, Christina McKenzie. Christina is employed at Martinsville Urgent Care and at Brighter Day Health as a CMA. So I guess you all know she completed the Clinical Medical Assistant Training Program. She is a single mom of a 10-year-old son and a teenage daughter. Her instructor made a statement about her, and she said, the one thing that I would say was that she was really, really eager to learn and dedicated. So at this time, I would invite Christina McKenzie to come forward with words. Let us welcome her.
Good evening. First, I would like to say to everyone is congratulations, we made it. When I was asked to be the speaker for our special night, I was honored, but I really didn't know what to say. And so I kept asking, well, what do you want me to say? And Ms. Price said, well, just speak from the heart. So I'm asking you all to forgive me if I get a little emotional, but God has just been so good to me and my family. And I know without a doubt that he will continue to be. When I decided to enroll in the CMA program, I had to pray and ask God if I was making the right decision. Is this something that I could do? Is this something that I could succeed in? Is this something that I wanted to do the rest of my life? The day I received the phone call, while I didn't have to pay 1 penny for this course, I knew that was my answer. As classes started, I prayed daily and asked God to give me the knowledge, strength, and understanding to get throughout the course. I had to make some sacrifices. I had to let some people go. I had to let some things go to stay focused and determined and dedicated to be successful to the end. I knew that I had to take the first step, not knowing how my stairway would come out in the end. But I had to believe and trust God that there was going to be an amazing light at the end of my staircase. I had to remind myself, as it says in Mark 11:24, therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have it. Believe you have received it and it will be yours. In 1 Thessalonians 5:11, it says, therefore encourage one another and build each other up, just in fact that you are doing. So I know I had to have a strong support team. You have to surround yourself with people that believe in you, that are going to help you out to get to that next level. You have to surround yourself with successful people that can get you to that next level. I am so thankful for my support team, which was Miss Maeve. She definitely believed in me. She knew I was just so eager to learn. I probably got on her nerves asking her 1,000 questions, but she was just always there for me. Miss Price, who always got excited when I called to say I heard some kind of good news. My children, because they had to put up with me falling asleep at night on them when they was trying to tell me about their day. I had to miss out on a lot of sports and school activities. My special friend, my parents, and the staff at Urgent Care. And not last but least, but God. Without them, none of this would have been possible. I was given an amazing opportunity to do my clinicals at Morrisville Urgent Care with an amazing team. They taught me so much and was so patient with me. During the process, I did get a little discouraged because a lot of people would tell me that I was never going to get hired anywhere, that they're not going to hire you because they say you don't have enough experience and because of all the tattoos that I had. But I had to remember in Luke 18:27 that things are impossible with man, but with God all things are possible. And in Romans 8:31 it says, if God be for us, who can be against us? And in Isaiah 41:10 it says, fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, I will uphold you with my righteousness right hand. So I'm here to tell you that me and all my tattoos made it. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't make it. Don't let anyone discourage you. Don't let anyone tell you that you have to have the experience, because there's going to be somebody out there that's going to give you a chance. Before I finished my clinicals, I was offered a medical assistant position with a company called Brighter Day Health. About 2 weeks after I finished my clinicals, I had received a phone call from Urgent Care asking me if I wanted to work the weekend, and I was like, I haven't even filled out the application. But I knew there wasn't nobody but God. And one of the most fast-paced medical facilities in Morrisville and Henry County gave me a chance. Then on June 27th, the day after my birthday, they had called me and offered me a full-time CMA position with amazing benefits. You just have to apply yourself and be your strongest supporter. And I'm just saying for you all just to talk with God daily. He will always lead you in the right path. And in my closing, just know as you enter this new phase of your life, pray that God will give you wisdom, understanding, and direction regarding the decisions that you will need to make. Through your love for God and dependence on Him, He can and He will make every provision for you. I wish you all much joy and abundant blessings as you set forth in your next venture in life. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina. Great job representing the classes of fall 2015 and spring 2016. Our next speaker is Fred Akers, who is employed as Chief Quality Assurance Specialist. He has been with Biscuitville as the Chief Quality Assurance Specialist for 2.5 years. He oversees 54 stores in North Carolina and Virginia. Fred is a veteran and also a graduate of fall 2013 workforce programs and in the electrical groundsman field. So let's welcome Fred to the podium.
Thank you, everybody. I know when you're giving a speech, you're not supposed to tell people that you're nervous, but I always get nervous at these things. I'm more nervous now than a long-tailed cat in a room filled of rocking chairs right now. So y'all bear with me and let me get out what I need to get out, and hopefully it'll be a blessing to you. But like she said, I was in the 2013 class graduation at the workforce, and In 2013, March, I got out of the military and I came back to Martinsville, Virginia. I brought my wife from Hawaii, who is still wondering why we're still here in Martinsville, but we're here. So we're making the best of it. So upon me getting here, I filled in all my paperwork with the VA, was waiting to get my disability approved and all these different things. And as I was doing that, my family's nest egg started to do what? Started to decline and decline and decline. I couldn't find a career, but I could find a job. And one thing people can say about Martinsville is we've had some hard economic times. But also, we've been blessed with many opportunities that most counties and state people don't have here, if you look for them. So in saying that, I took on the workforce program. And during that time, I had my car repossessed. During that time, we had bought chickens for my sons that were supposed to be Easter presents that ended up disappearing and ended up on our plate. During that time, we were growing a garden, and we were living out of our garden. During that time, I was walking from Figsboro General Store to this class, and the staff here gave me a lot of help. And, excuse me. During that time, I didn't forget my faith. I got a good community. My church backed me up, and I found a good church and a good support program myself. And also the staff members here. Miss Price gave me a ride every now and then. Other staff members were here to call. And even to this day, it's been 2.5 years almost, I can still call them and have called them and gotten help on different things. I've gotten sprucing up on the resumes and different things and stuff like that. So during that time, my family and I, we went through some hard times. And I did find good jobs during that time. And when I did apply and got a call from Biscuitville, I don't know if you guys remember this, but you were given a piece of paper, I'm sure you were, of a list of websites to apply on or to put your resume on. Well, I did all that. 6 months to 7 months later, I got a call from what they call a headhunter who goes out and finds certain positions for certain job companies out there. And it just so happened that a company wanted a quality food inspector. Well, what I failed to tell you earlier was I was a food inspector in the military, and I have a degree in veterinary science and food technologies that I got while I was in the military. And also, I also have tattoos as well. So this was my dog, Ridgeway. It was a bomb-sniffing dog that I had when I was in Iraq. So I do know how it is to be going around with tattoos and different things as well. But during that time, I was given an opportunity. I didn't have a suit, I didn't have a haircut, and I didn't have a car to get down to Greensboro for this job interview. My family supported me and gave me the money to go. My wife cut my hair, and God bless her. And I borrowed a suit from my brother. He's a little bit bigger than me. But I walked in that building, and I looked and felt like $1 million. And I went in and I did my interview that I was trained because we had interview training. You remember that? And it really helped me. And you're just like, well, you came from the military. You know how to act and things like that. That don't always mean we know how to act. Sometimes we act the opposite. So they was able to bring me in and trim me up a little bit and with this course and everything and get me fine-tuned and ready to go back out into the real world. And the hardest part was I was telling myself, I don't need that. I'm a veteran. I'll just walk into a place, they'll give me a job. They have to because by law they had to give a veteran a job and all these different things. But it didn't work out that way. But when I did an interview for Biscuitville, they called me the next day and I got the job. No. They called me the next week. No. I was actually working over here across from, I forget the name, and forgive me, a great place to work at. Right across from Long John Silver's, there's a place right there. Southern Finish, and I was working there, third shift. And I finally got the call from Biscuitville about 60 days later. And I came down and I got the job. And now I'm proud to say that I've been with them for 2.5 years. It's a great job. And I am that guy at Biscuitville. And what I'm saying is I'm the quality assurance guy. I walk in and I'm basically doing what I was doing when I was in the military as a food inspector. I inspect the building on OSHA standards, food safety standards, guest standards. And I want to make sure that everyone leaves happy and is happy, and that my crew members, I have 980 employees now under the Biscuitville family umbrella. And it is very important that every one of them get a fair opportunity, and will get a fair opportunity as long as I'm around. I will not pitch Biscuitville too much today, but I will say if you are into a management position or you would like to become a part of the Biscuitville family, please get with me later. We'd love to have you, and we need you. It may not be the opportunity that you wanted at that time, but it's easier to look for a job when you what? Have a job. So today I want to go over some things that I feel like are, when I got the call to come here and speak, I was fishing. Miss Price called me and I happened to have a day off that day. So I thought, what am I going to say? So I want to compare fishing with going out to get a job. So whoever here has never been fishing? All right. Oh, good. We need them. So remember the ones who's never been fishing yet. So what do we need when we go fishing? You need a fishing pole, right? Or a net. We got to have that. What else? You got to have bait. What's bait? What could bait be in this world that we're the equivalent to? That resume. That resume is going to stand out for you when you don't have a voice to speak of. And it's always good to make sure that it stays up to date. And if you can think about it, there's 2 or 3 things on there you could probably add or take away. But either way, you want to make sure you keep that spruced up. Even if you have the career that you think you want in life, always make sure I need to add that to my resume. Also, the location is very important when you're going fishing. And I would think the location of where you're going to look for a job is very important as well. And also, don't listen. I'll call him Jimmy. If there's any Jimmys in here, forgive me. But let's say Jimmy says, you don't want to go work over there. I heard this and that. That's probably the best job you'll ever walk into. Don't listen to what Jimmy says, because he don't want you fishing in that fishing hole. He don't want you catching his prize. Another thing, you got to dress accordingly. I wouldn't wear a suit to go out to the lake to fish, would I? So dress accordingly when you go out to your jobs. Be ready. Be prepared. And I don't know why I'm saying this, because I quit smoking 2 years ago. But if that boss man or boss lady has to have you wait 5 minutes to go outside and smoke a cigarette and they catch that, you think they want to hire you? So be thoughtful of your appearance and your surroundings. Also, be proud of who you are. Today you decided to take this course and you went the long route. You followed the path. Every day you showed up. You applied yourself. And that means a lot to a lot of these organizations and employees out there that want to hire you. Don't ever sell yourself short to anything. Also, we got to learn how to forgive ourselves on a regular basis and like ourselves. It's very important that we forgive daily. I know it's not always easy. I came back to this town, a lot of people, I remember now why I left. But now I know why I'm back as well. And it's a blessing. Also, be grateful for what you have. Those times I was walking back and forth from Figsboro with my backpack on was some of the blessed days I've ever had. And believe it or not, I do this thing now for my church where I walk from Figsboro to Ridgeway as a fundraiser for our men's fellowship so we can have money to do fundraising trips. And it's very humbling. Also, every now and then, and I'm not pinning roses or flowers on myself, me and my family, we will go somewhere and donate our time. There's a lot of food banks around here that helped me and my family, and I want to give back. There's a lot of organizations that helped me and my family, and we are giving back. There is never enough time or effort that I can ever do to repay these people that was so loving and gave us the gratitude and the appreciation. So I want to show that back. And also learn daily. You may find the position you have, and you're blessed that you have. But learn daily. Make them miss you when you're off at work. Oh man, if she was here, this wouldn't have happened. Or if he was here, this wouldn't have happened. Let them call you on your day off. That's how valuable you are. If there's anything you ever need, please let me know. I have a card. I'll be glad to help you out in any way I can. And I do appreciate your time. And everybody, family, thank you for your support, because if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be here today. Thank you.
would just like to thank Fred for those inspiring words, words of encouragement, and also words of instruction. As he stated, he completed our program in fall of 2013, and we're really proud of him, and we consider him a great statesman for our program. So we cannot pay you for what you shared.
Oh,
but
really?
Unfortunately, we can't, but we do have a little token.
Thank you.
to
I
present
appreciate
to
it. My
you.
last one's got flour on it, so I'm happy. This one right here is ready. Thank you. I appreciate
Thank you.
it. Thank
So at this time, our Vice President of Workforce, Economic and Community Development, Rhonda Hodges, will come and introduce our next speaker.
Thank you, Kathy, and good evening, everyone, again, from all of us. It is my privilege and honor to introduce our speaker for this evening. Dr. Angelin Godwin became the third president of Patrick Henry Community College on July 1st, 2012. Dr. Godwin holds an associate's degree from Gulf Coast Community College in Florida. I want you to start counting. A bachelor's degree from Troy State University in Alabama, a master's degree in English from the University of Alabama, a master's degree in English education, as well as a PhD in English from Florida State University, and a doctorate of jurisprudence from Thomas M. Cooley Law School in Michigan. I lost count. Before coming to P&HCC, Dr. Godwin's community college experience includes being president of Ashland Community and Technical College District in Kentucky, Dean of Arts and Sciences at Jackson State Community College in Tennessee, and the Director for the Center for Innovative Technologies at Enterprise State Community College in Alabama. And you might notice that she is from Alabama. Her other higher education roles were Vice President of Research and Economic Development at the University of Southern Mississippi, and a technology developer, a public television executive producer, and a writing professor at Michigan State University. Dr. Godwin was the founding CEO and president of the Mississippi Technology Alliance and served as the CEO and president of the Area Development Partnership, an economic development and chamber of commerce organization for a multi-county, multi-city region in South Mississippi. Personally, though, I want to share with you what Dr. Godwin has meant to P&HCC and especially workforce, economic, and community development. We say that Dr. Godwin gets it. And what we mean is that she understands that P&HCC's mission, the reason we exist, as she says, is about the success of our students. And the definition of success is as individual and varied as our students. For some, success may be getting an associate's degree and transferring to a university. For others, success is earning a workforce credential and getting a job in a field you've dreamed about, or getting a better job to support your family. Dr. Godwin understands those differences and fully supports workforce development. Just one quick example. Non-credit, or what you hear us refer to as career credit programs, have never in the 50-year history been funded in Virginia. When Dr. Godwin arrived in 2012, she was astounded to hear this. And I can personally vouch, because I was there quite often, that she took this issue up whenever and to whomever would listen. And actually, I don't think it mattered sometimes if they were listening. She still told them about this problem. This year, 2016, and released today by Governor McAuliffe's office, the Virginia General Assembly passed the Workforce Credential Grant legislation, providing funding assistance for short-term, non-credit workforce training programs leading to industry-recognized credentials, the very programs we're talking about and you have completed. We in Workforce Economic and Community Development cannot thank Dr. Godwin enough for her support, her encouragement, and her dedication to us and to our students. Please join me in welcoming our president, Dr. Angelin Godwin.
Well, thank you for allowing me to be here. What a wonderful, wonderful, this is one of my favorite things. Do we not have just absolutely the most wonderful people in the world at this institution, graduates? Are they not the very best? And all the friends and family here, do you see, in listening to our students and our former students, do you see why this is our life's work? Do you see why we want to get up and do this every day? You may remember a song, I think it was in the movie Dirty Dancing, called The Time of My Life. And so I want you to think about that this is the time of your life. And I want to just tell you a few things about what you have already done. Not just what you plan to do, because a lot of people talk. It's easy to talk, but it's a whole different thing to do. My daddy used to have this saying, and I came from a very rural background. My daddy was a peanut farmer. He went to the 6th grade. My parents were not educated. My mother went to the 10th grade. They understood the only degree they ever had was WORK. But they understood the value of an education and training. They knew that if I could, no matter how hard I worked, no matter what I did, and I worked full time and went to school full time, it did not matter how hard I worked, that if I didn't learn and keep on learning, that my hard work would only take me so far. The secret was the combination of the two things. Yes, you work hard. Yes, you take jobs nobody else wants to take. But you keep on learning. And that made all the difference. And Daddy used to have this saying, there's two kinds of people in this world. There's people who do what have to be done, and there's people who do all that can be done. And I think for you to be here right now at this moment, where you just take a snapshot of your success, because you made a decision. You made up your mind. I'm going to do all that can be done. And I'm going to go down this road and do all that can be done. And then that may lead me to a greater and a better. Because when other people get up in the morning, many of you have already been working. And when other people go to bed or take leisure time, you're still working. And I just believe if you couple that with the constant learning, that you're always learning something, you're going to be very, very successful. But you've already been successful. You know, I mentioned about time. Time is really the greatest gift that you could ever give somebody when you give them your time, because these minutes that we're spending here together, we'll never have these minutes again. We check them off. But time is also the greatest and the richest investment. I read a book one time called Outliers, and it talked about famous athletes like Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods, and it talked about great performers, ballet and opera singers. And one of the things that he noticed in studying those people, they probably spent 10,000 plus hours to be good at it. The overnight success takes years and years and years and years of work. And you've been very smart that you understand that your credential really gives you the power that you need to earn a livable wage and then have the power over your own future. For me, it was real simple. My mother owned a grocery store. So that was a skill I had. And because we had a grocery store, for some reason we wound up having a little florist in the back shop. And I learned how to stick flowers. Well, you won't get rich, and it's certainly not glamorous, but I learned in working full-time, going through school, I could make a living. I could feed myself. I could put a roof over my head sticking flowers. And then a little on down the road, I had a chance to go to a workforce program to teach me how to do basic computer programming. And that's in the days when the computer would have taken up that whole wall over there, you know, when Jesus was a baby. That little bit of programming, that one little piece of paper that I still have, I got a little better job than sticking flowers. And I had the worst shift. I worked from 7 at night to 7 in the morning. However, What I learned was that the whole world of computers was up and coming, and I would always have a job, and I could figure out how to make a livable wage and send myself to school. And debt-free, that was my big goal. So you've made that investment. A very smart woman at the University of Virginia, much smarter than I am, I will tell you that. I just sit at her feet and hope I soak in a little bit, named Dr. Sarah Sarasvathy, studied thousands of successful people, thousands, and trying to figure out what makes a person successful. And she boiled it down to 5 things. A successful person looks at what's doable. They don't worry about what they can't do. They focus on what they can do. They don't worry about what program they can't go to. They look at the programs they have. They don't worry about what job is not available. They look about what is available. They're the doable. They look at what's the bird in the hand. They look at what's doable. That is exactly what you did the day you considered to step forward and take advantage of this program. Successful people figure out how much they're willing to lose. How many of you lost a night of sleep? Go ahead, tell me. How many of you lost sometimes short-term financial resources? You couldn't work that extra hour or make that extra money because you were devoting it to school. How many of you may have lost a friend or two? You know, I tell you what I found everybody wanted me to do everything that I had ever done for them and then go to school too. They didn't care if I went to school just so as it wasn't a convenience to anybody. So sometimes we lose time, we lose energy, we lose sleep. We may lose a little money. We're making an investment. That's why time is the richest investment we can make. Smart people and successful people figure out how they can build their own little crazy quilt. Those people in their lives, everybody that's been up here told you the same thing. There's people that they crossed in their pathway that made the difference in getting to the next hour, to the next afternoon, to the next day. You spoke about it so beautifully, and we're so proud of you. But every one of you could tell the story that somebody was there at the right time with the right information, or for me it would have been a Diet Dr. Pepper and a Snickers bar because they cancel each on others. That's what my story, and I'm sticking to it. Somebody doing something for you. And you know what you find when you're the most stressed and when you got the most on you and the most of you just don't know how? It's the little bitty things that make the most difference, don't they? Truly they do. The 4th thing you did as successful people, and this is what successful people do, and none of this is easy, by the way, is you know how to make lemonade out of lemons. Life may have given you lemons. There's a lot of unfairness and injustice in this world. Your job may have given you lemons. Your family may have given you lemons. Your health may have given you lemons. All kinds of things sometimes we don't control. They're lemons. But you can look at that lemon, or you can look at that lemon and say, I'm going to figure out how to make lemonade out of this. I'm going to take the worst of the situation and I'm going to figure it out to turn this into something positive. You just sit back and watch me. And that's what you did. You would not be sitting here if you had not turned some lemons into lemonade. And I'll give you some advice. You see all this gray hair, it's bought and paid for. Give you some advice. Don't ever fall in love with your lemons. Don't ever be defined by your lemons. Because there will be barriers, there will be problems, there will be wrongs, there will be challenges. There will be something negative. It will always be. There's been since time began. But it's about making it into lemonade. You made it into lemonade over and over, or you would not be here tonight. And probably the 5th thing about being successful is you fly your own plane. You figure out, here's what I control, and I'm going to stay focused on what I control. I'm not going to worry about what so-and-so is doing. I'm only gonna worry about somebody else's problems so much and their drama. I'm not gonna drag their baggage with me. I am gonna focus on what I control. I can control my attitude. I can control my vision. I can control my passion. And boy, I have to really work on this one. I can control my mouth sometimes. Those are the things we control. And that's the power that you have. See, I see the power that you have because I've been there. And I want you just to seize it and to start from there because you have already shown those 5 elements of true success. And I don't care whether you're going to start your own business. I don't care who you're going to work for. I don't care if you're going to continue on with your education. We'd love to have you further down the line. Working for your employer of your dream or the next employer where you get a job and a better job and the career of your dreams. It's all mindset. It's all about those basic things about being successful. But I will tell you this. I am so proud of you. And I know what a struggle for some of you that it has been. But I don't think you will regret a step on the journey because you have given yourself the time of your life. You made an investment in yourself. It pays the richest dividends. And it's the absolute greatest gift you could give your family. The greatest gift that you could give yourself. Patrick Henry Community College is always here for you. And we celebrate you. And we're so glad that you let us share just a little part of your life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Godwin, for those inspiring words. At this time, we will introduce our graduates and present them with their certificates. Our first graduate, the Certified Nurse Aid Program, Montana Meets. Montana is a native of Martinsville, Virginia. She is currently employed at Stanleytown Rehab Center part-time. She received the CNA, Certified Nurse Aid certificate. Tony Childress. Tony Childress completed the Certified Production Technician program. He is from Danville, Virginia. He is currently employed at Springs Global. He earned his certification as a Certified Production Technician. Derek Deering. Derek is also a Certified Production Technician graduate. He is from Cascade, Virginia. He received the Certified Technician certification. Dontre Penn of Martinsville, Virginia. He is presently employed. He also received the Certified Production Technician credential. Deborah D. Burgess. Deborah is a clinical medical assistant graduate from Philadelphia, Virginia. She is employed at Goodwill Industries. Deborah received her National Health Careers Association certification. She passed the American Association CPR and AED program. And she's also a certified nurse aide. Sylvia Carrillo of Martinsville, Virginia. Sylvia, also a CMA, is employed at ICF. She received her CPR certification, her Clinical Medical Association certification, and also Dementia and Alzheimer's certification. Jeannie Hopkins, Certified Medical Assistant Program, is from Martinsville, Virginia. She is employed at Memorial Family Care full-time. She earned her CMA certification. She is a CNA, her first aid and CPR certification, as well as Alzheimer's and dementia certification. Kayla Hope Martin of Fieldale. She is currently employed at Endocrinology Associates in Roanoke, Virginia. Kayla received her CMA certification and her CPR certification and phlebotomy certification. Christina McKenzie, Clinical Medical Assistant graduate from Martinsville, Virginia. She is currently employed at Martinsville Urgent Care and also Brighter Day Health. She received her Clinical Medical Assistant certification, CPR, and is a PCA. Radonna Reynolds. She is from Patrick County. She is currently employed at the Blue Ridge Rehab Center. She received her CMA certification, CPR, Alzheimer's, and dementia certification. Jonna Steed is from Burlington, North Carolina. Jonna completed the Clinical Medical Assistant Program. She is employed at the Results Company, and she did receive her credential in CMA. Phyllis D. Stone. Phyllis is a native of Axton, Virginia. She is employed at Valley Nephrology Associates full-time. She received her certification as a clinical medical assistant and her CPR certification. Lawrence Lemire of Collinsville, Virginia, completed the commercial driver's license certification. He was previously employed by Covenant Transport. He has a CDL Class A license. Shalika Brim is a phlebotomy graduate from Martinsville, Virginia. She is employed by Empire Bakery full-time. She received her certification in phlebotomy and CPR. Christian Clark of Martinsville, Virginia, is currently training for life health and medicine license in Charlotte, North Carolina. She is a phlebotomy program graduate. Brooke Covington of Martinsville, Virginia. She is employed at Danville Internal Medicine part-time. She has received her certification in phlebotomy and also CPR. Teresa Dale Kirby from Martinsville, Virginia, is employed at Walmart part-time. She received her CPR certification and her certified production technician certification. Sheila Smart is from Vesta. She is employed at Hill Chiropractic Center. She received her National Health Careers Association certification in phlebotomy, and she is a certified phlebotomy technician. Giovanna Waller of Martinsville. is employed at Southern Finishing full-time. She completed the phlebotomy training program and also received her phlebotomy certification and CPR. Letitia Stevenson is from Bassett, Virginia. Letitia is currently seeking employment. Letitia completed the phlebotomy training program and earned her certification in phlebotomy. Sherry Curry is from Ridgeway, Virginia. Sherry completed the veterinary assistant training program. She is employed at Martinsville SPCA full-time. She earned her certification also in euthanism tech and certified animal CPR. Krista Dudley from Rocky Mount, Virginia, is employed at Pet Clinic of Martinsville and Rocky Mount full-time. She completed the veterinary assistant program and job readiness. Edna Griffith is from Philadelphia, Virginia. She is employed at Martinsville, Henry County, SPCA, part-time. She completed the veterinary assistant program. Michaela Halsey. Michaela is from Spencer, Virginia. She is employed with the SPCA full-time as a veterinary assistant. She is an animal care technician, puppy manager, and medical technician. Brittany Sane of Danville, Virginia, is employed at the Pet Clinic of Martinsville. She is a veterinary assistant and she completed the work readiness program. Takina Wilson is from Martinsville, Virginia. Takina is employed at the SPCA as a veterinary assistant. She says, "My whole life is loving my daughter, family, and animals." Those are our graduates. Would you please give them another round of applause? Congratulations, we are so proud of you. At this time, Ms. Thomas, Brunelle Thomas will come forward.
You know, an event like this does not happen without a little bit of planning and a little bit of muscle work before our guest arrives. So I have to thank the team who worked so diligently to prepare and to execute today. Those folks would include our maintenance department, our WICET, as we refer to ourselves, the Workforce, Economic, and Community Development team, and of course, the folks that you have heard from who are on our stage. And let's not forget the PR and marketing team, everyone from Amanda on the camera getting still shots, and then Randy behind the camera and getting this on video. And if you don't mind, I'd like to take a personal privilege at the podium to thank my parents for being here. You know, when you tell people that you work at the college, the first thing they think is that you teach. And everybody doesn't teach. It takes a village, as you have heard from a lot of speakers today. So it's sometimes hard to put together what you do on your job when you do so many varied different things. But I thought tonight would be a great time for them to put some more pieces of the puzzle together to see the scope of the work that we do in this building and in this division. So I thank you, Mommy and Daddy, for being here. Every day I try to make them proud. And the real reason that I'm standing is because we've been doing this since 2012, I think. And we started with 1 or 2 programs called HOPE, High Demand Occupational Programs for Employment. And we've grown, as you can see from your program, the listing of offerings that we have and the number of graduates that we've celebrated today. And this work doesn't happen, as I mentioned, by one person or one department, but it does take great leadership. And you've heard from some of our great leadership. Dr. Godwin's only been here since July of 2012, and she's positioned many of our programs, not just for the funding that you heard Rhonda mention, several of our students mention in their speech about how they came here and didn't have to pay a dime. That has never been heard of. So if you know somebody in your family, in your network, who needs this opportunity, send them our way. Let us celebrate them next year, this time. But the person we want to celebrate right now and thank is Dr. Godwin, because she has opened doors for the work that we do in this division, and she supported our students, she supported our staff. We don't have to look far to be grateful for someone at that level of leadership to know our name and know and recognize our contribution to the institution. She met you one time. Don't be surprised if she doesn't call you out in Walmart. She's that type of successful leader. So would you help me thank her for all of the things that she's done for our division? Rhonda's read her resume. I won't do that again. But Dr. Godwin. Thank you for obliging me and helping recognize her contributions to us. She mentioned, I don't know if you guys are here, she was not on the mic, but she said if you like, she could tell you what each one of those stems in her arrangement is. But we do appreciate everything that she does. And I think at this time, I'm handing off to Chad to come and give us the benediction before our graduates recess out.
Let us bow in benediction. Lord God, again, we thank you. We ask for your almighty hand to be upon all those that graduate today. Bless their lives from this day on with goodness and love. Help them to stay true to their dreams, to use their gifts wisely, and to walk into the future with faith, hope, and great love. Continue to bless Patrick Henry Community College. Bless us here. Bless the leaders, the administration, the staff, and all surrounding the school. That will continue to be a beacon light in this community. Bless the refreshments. Bless the hands who prepared it. Bless it to be a nourishment to our bodies. Now may the grace of our Lord God, the love of God, and the sweet communion of the Holy Spirit be with us all. Amen. Amen.